Hi, I'm Brock Aviles, and I'm going to inform you guys about the importance of music and the benefits it can have on your mind and your body. Have you guys ever felt anxious or stressed at school, maybe at home, maybe at work, and you just don't know what to do with that emotion, and you just need something to just help you tide you over and just get rid of that so you can just feel happiness? Well, music can really help you. When I was a kid, and when I was in high school, and I was in college, and even nowadays, I go through a lot of stress and anxiety, and music really just helps me through it. And I'm wanting you guys to go through that too. I want you guys to understand that music is always going to be there to reduce that stuff. And it really helps me nowadays to see that there's studies that prove that. And there's many things I want to talk about during this speech, and one of them is how it reduces stress and what body parts it really affects first and the most. And also I want to talk about a brief history of it because we need to know the root of it and the origin of it. And also I want to talk about how other people use stress, like music, to reduce stress and anxiety and all these emotions that are built up in them, and how they use music also. So the first thing I want to talk about is how music really reduces stress and how it can and how it does. So music can really just relate to a memory, and there's studies to prove that. You can assert music to a certain experience or a certain feeling that you had back in the day, that you listened to that music and you just got that feeling. And you can get that feeling nowadays, even still, just by listening to that music, and you can just remember, you can just use that to remember something. So there was also a study at Johns Hopkins, and that proves, once again, that music reduces stress. It decreases blood pressure, and helps with your pain, any pain. It soothes your body. So it was actually a study at UCF, and this once again reiterates the fact that music associates with your memory. So a study at UCF, they did a study on a patient with Alzheimer's. And as you guys may know, patients with Alzheimer's, they can't remember a lot of stuff. Their memory is all messed up. So they did a study on a patient with Alzheimer's, and they tracked his mental and brain activities while listening to a piece of music that he listened to back in the day, that he just, that he remembers. And listening to that piece of music brought back a lot of emotions and made his brain more active, where he was able to remember some things and create happiness for his mind instead of just being stuck and not remembering anything. So this proves that. And then music also has its own sense of serotonin. It's a different form than anything else that you can ever imagine. And it's just so different. An article that the SCL Health states that listen to a piece of music that you listened to back in the day, either in high school or college or middle school, can give you a sense of nostalgia and a feeling that from those days where you're able to just feel like joy, and you're just able to feel a lot of more happiness and reduce your stress and anxiety or whatever you're going through at that time. And another study at the University of Arizona states that music just gives you a sense of it's a form of dopamine that rushes to your head like no other does. It's its own form of just a stress reliever. Now all these researches and all these writings and all these drawings on charts and all these studies, they all prove that music is good for you, and it just gives you a sense of happiness and joy, and it gives you serotonin that will give you those feelings, and that will help you reduce stress, and that will help you reduce anxiety or anything you're going through at the time. And it goes back to even the earliest days. Now, the first piece of music that we can really see and that we really found was in 800 BCE, and it was a form of music and a cuneiform, and it was a piece of religious music used in churches, mosques, anything, for any religion, just to praise God or praise any of their gods or any of their religious figures. Now, a lot of people believe that, a Greek philosopher in the Middle Ages was the creator of music, and his name was Pythagoras. And a lot of people don't think that, though, because there's new studies and there's new evidence that there's been pieces of instruments and things to use music in the early days of cavemen, in the beginning of humans. Stones used to make sounds, and there's sticks and hedges and all these things to make some kind of sounds that go together and makes a sense of serotonin in music. Now, a lot of people use music for a different reason. A lot of people use music to help them with stress differently than we do, differently than I do. Now, honestly, it's just crazy to think about sometimes because, music has a big impact in everybody's life. Music has been around forever, once again. And some people use music instead of pills or instead of medication that the doctors give you, or instead of doing drugs that they hope to reduce their stress with. Now, according to a study and an article written by the University of Nevada in Reno, it says listening to calm music during stress will help you reduce your muscles, and it will also help you feel soothed. Now, this can really help you with a lot of things. When listening to slow music while doing homework, you're able to just calm down and you're just focus on one thing. There's no aggressive lyrics, or there's no lyrics that are just in your head, and it's just slow, calming instruments. Now, listening to music causes alpha brainwaves in your mind that can help de-stress the human brain. And this is the same music that we listen to while when we're stressed. Now, this proves that music is able to decrease anxiety during stressful times, and it creates a calming sensation that will also relieve any high blood pressure or pain that you might be feeling. Having music on will boost your serotonin and cause happiness and healthy brain activity that your brain needs for whatever you're going through, and to help you through tough times. Now, closing with all this information, I'm telling you all this information. I'm glad you really just listened to me and you're listening to me up here. It just proves that music is a good alternative for anything, and it really will help you through a lot of stressful times instead of maybe using medication, like I said, or drugs, or doing anything negatively. It's a healthier thing for your body and for your mind. And I'm really glad I can talk to you about that. Some sources that I use was, like I said, the University of Nevada, the University of Central Florida, Arizona, the SLL Health Division, all these places, Johns Hopkins, and I'm just really glad that you got to hear me. And I'm Brock Aviles. Thank you so much.